You go through the motions, brushing your teeth, making your tea, scrolling through your phone, yet a heavy numbness sits on your chest that you just can't shake. Nothing bad happened, but you still feel like you're dragging yourself through the day. This feeling is often described as a paralyzing morning fog. It's an emptiness that makes even simple tasks feel impossible, as if you're trapped under an invisible weight before your day has even begun. This persistent emptiness follows a predictable biological pattern. When the brain's internal messaging system falls out of alignment, it stops producing the signals required for you to feel interest, drive, or even simple relief. Modern habits often trigger this misalignment. Waking up to immediate phone scrolling floods the brain with cortisol, while a lack of natural sunlight prevents the production of essential mood-regulating hormones. These habits create a measurable chemical shift. On this dashboard, you can see dopamine levels, the driver of motivation, drop significantly. Serotonin, which stabilizes your mood, plummets, while cortisol levels overflow, keeping your nervous system in a state of constant low-grade stress. Real change requires addressing these biological markers directly. Positive thinking alone cannot bypass the physical reality of a brain struggling to regulate its own chemistry. You can reset this chemistry using a daily routine split into 3 windows, each requiring less than 10 minutes. This system targets the specific moments where your biology is most vulnerable to a crash. To make this routine effective, you must use the principle of behavioral activation. It is the foundation for every habit in this reset. Most people wait to feel motivated before they take action. They assume the feeling has to come first. However, biological motivation is usually the result of a process, not the starting point. In reality, physical action must strictly precede the feeling. When you move first, your brain responds by releasing the chemicals that eventually produce a sense of motivation. Embracing this sequence turns habit building into a reliable chemical trigger. You stop waiting for a spark of willpower and instead use physical movement to force a biological response. The morning window begins the moment you wake up and lasts for exactly 10 minutes. Reaching for your phone in bed is a critical failure point. It forces your brain to process information and threats before your nervous system has stabilized, leading to an immediate cortisol hijack. Replace the screen with a full glass of water. Even mild dehydration after 8 hours of sleep impairs cognitive function and directly impacts your mood. The second step is 5 minutes of direct natural sunlight. This triggers serotonin production and anchors your circadian rhythm, which is the internal clock governing your energy and emotional regulation. Finally, spend 2 minutes moving. Stretching releases BDNF, a protein supporting brain cell health, prepping your brain to handle the day's stress. This sequence replaces digital stimulation with biological awakening. It ensures your brain starts the day in a state of clarity rather than a state of reaction. How you spend these first 10 minutes determines whether your brain operates from a place of biological strength or a state of constant threat for the rest of the day. The afternoon window occurs during the natural energy dip between 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. At this point in the day, your focus often vanishes as your serotonin levels naturally decline. Fighting this dip with caffeine or more screen time typically only worsens the eventual crash. Instead, take a mandatory 10-minute walk outdoors. The goal is to move your body through a different environment. This walk must be silent. No music, no podcasts, and no phone. You need to temporarily remove all incoming information. This sensory deprivation activates the default mode network. Without a digital feed, your brain quietly processes unresolved emotions and stress. The rhythmic physical movement then stimulates renewed serotonin and dopamine, chemically recharging your brain. A silent walk allows your body to metabolize the stress of the morning. It provides a level of mental clarity that a screen or a cup of coffee cannot replicate. The evening window is the final 5 minutes of your day, completed just before you go to sleep. Most people scroll until they fall asleep, which keeps the brain's stress loops running throughout the night. This is why you often wake up feeling tired before your day has even started. You can interrupt this cycle by using a pen and paper to create psychological closure. You are quite literally closing the day's files. Write 3 specific sentences. 1 thing you handled today, 1 thing you are letting go of, and 1 thing you are looking forward to tomorrow. This physical act of writing activates the prefrontal cortex, the rational part of the brain. It signals to your nervous system that it is safe to downregulate, allowing for a deeper level of emotional processing during sleep. Putting the day down on paper prevents the cycle of midnight rumination. It sets the stage for a lighter mood and higher energy levels the moment you wake up. This is your biological blueprint. 10 minutes in the morning for hydration and light, 10 minutes in the afternoon for a silent reset, and 5 minutes at night for mental closure. Small, consistent daily rhythms rewire the brain more effectively than grand, occasional efforts. Your chemistry responds to the frequency of your habits, not the intensity. Commit to this system immediately. Do not wait for a perfect moment or a surge of motivation. Let physical action lead the way. Comment below and let me know which of these 3 windows you are starting with today: morning, afternoon, or evening. Better moods start with a daily rhythm that your biology is designed to follow. Take the first physical step today and let your brain catch up.